Hello, everybody. I thought about trying to send a very detailed email, but I thought that this might actually work a little better. And I can try to show you how to do a few things in Blackboard to try to make your lives a little easier because that's my goal is to make your life as easy as possible. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to enter one of the courses because they're all set up exactly the same. And what I have done for you is I have loaded in under your course information here. I have loaded up your course syllabus. You click on that and it'll pop up. And then right below the course syllabus is the syllabus acknowledgement form. It's really important that all students complete this form. It's just a one question. I understand the syllabus. Da 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 da. It's very important that they complete this as soon as possible because I have to turn the information back in to not only the dual credit folks but also to the dean. In addition to that, in a couple days or possibly later today, depending on how things go, I will also be sending out an email with an attachment for your course charge, where you will just sign saying that you understand that your course has a course charge, which gives access to Cengage MindTap, and that you will do at least 3 assignments throughout your term in that program. And all you'll need to do is just type in your signature. I'm not concerned about you actually, trying to sign it and then scan it and all that other stuff. Just send it back to me with your typed in signature as an attachment, a Microsoft Word attachment, and that will be sufficient for me, and I'll just turn that in to the dean and everybody else. There is a place here for the instructor information where you can add information about yourself. There's also here you can add in the course calendar and then also the course grading policy, which should come from the syllabus. Now, not everybody's is exactly the same, and I know that you all, especially for those of you who meet year round, you all have a lot more grades and a lot more stuff. So this may be a little difficult, but you could at least click on this and make some kind of statement about the course grades, etc. And then you'll just click on the little down arrow and make it visible to students. So that is the kind of this real simple part of Blackboard Ultra. Now, sorry about that. I clicked on the wrong button. I've also already loaded for you your MindTap, and I've also loaded the tab for Cengage Technical Support, which means if your students have any problems using MindTap, this is where they need to click. Now, a lot of times there are little minor problems that I can help solve. So you can, shoot me an email and I'll try to get it, see if I can get something taken care of. And if I cannot, then we may need to include Darshell, who is the textbook rep, or possibly Vanessa or Ashley or someone else to try to help us out. But to launch MindTap, all you have to do is just click on the tab and MindTap will load. Forgive my computer because it is very slow this morning. And what you have here is you will have your textbook. Right here is the full book by itself, and then it's broken into the parts for your individual class. For example, I'm in a History 102 class, so it should start with Chapter 14. Now, if you want to add an assignment, if you want to make something to where it can be graded, for example, in all my classes, face-to-face and online, I require that all of my students do the quote-unquote chapter test. I don't consider it a test. I consider it to be just homework. And I have it set up to where it will take the student's highest attempt, like within 3 attempts. The way you all's is currently set up is to take an average. If you would like for me to change that from average of like 3 attempts to the highest score, let me know, and I will go in and I will manually change that for you. But real simply put, if you want to add an assignment, you just click on the edit button and you have this green check mark. And then you can open it up, and let's say you want chapter 14, you want that particular test to be graded. Well, what you do is you'll just click on this box and click on batch options and click on edit settings. You can then turn it to grade it, ever how many points you want it to be, and then you just hit save. You also can set due dates by when you click on batch actions, edit dates and times, all that other stuff, so you can actually assign when it's due and everything else here in MindTap, which will make your life, pretty easy as you're working through this software. Now, if you have any questions with MindTap or any problems setting anything up, please let me know and I can help you out. I can create another video kind of walking step by step, showing you how to do a particular process. And that's not a problem at all. So closing MindTap and going back to Blackboard Ultra. Now, you can add assignments, videos, anything else you want. But all you have to do is just go to like the bottom here and click on the plus. You can click on create, and if you click on create, another box pops up as I'll move my little video. You can do a learning module, a folder, a document, a link. You can add a test. You can add an assignment, a discussion board, a journal. Any of this stuff can be added very easily. And then like if you add a test or an assignment, you can then make it to exactly the way you want. Now, I'm mentioning this because one of the things that is required now that the school is requiring because of SACS is that everyone have their students to upload the research paper. Of course, all history classes are required to do a research paper. I'll attach this document. It's primarily the same thing that some of you all have seen before. The point is, we want students to complete some form of research. Now, I know that some like to kind of include like an oral interview as a part of the research. Some like to kind of assign a particular topic that the students research. Ever how you want to do that is up to you. The goal here is that students complete some kind of research. They have to use a book, they have to use a documentary or possibly a movie if it fits, along with at least 3 other sources. And they have to not only tell the story of their research paper, but they have to interact a little bit with sources. And of course, you all know that this is kind of what we refer to as historiography. Trying to figure out, how the sources fit in with one another, how they contribute to the subject, etc. The goal behind this is to try to get students to think a little further than just the quote unquote information. Are there any biases? Does the author have any biases or anything like that? You see, it should be about 8 to 12 pages. I know some of you all do this in segments and then have like a final turned in. That is perfectly fine. You adjust this to how it works for you. The only thing that is really expected is that overall, your paper that you require and the paper that I require of my students should be pretty close in terms of the type of research we're expecting them to do, the type of work, length, etc. But like I said, I'll include this in the email so you all can see this a little later. But you can add the research paper. You can also, if you want to, as you click on this plus, you can upload files. You can upload all kinds of videos and things like that. There also is a way to upload information from MindTap. And sometimes people like this, instead of just having the students click on this general link, but if you actually click on the content market and click on Cengage, It'll, of course, take a second to load. So we're going to select the content because that is our textbook. And then say you want, again, that chapter 14 test. You just then click on the down arrow for chapter 14. You click on the test. Now, of course, you have to set it up as a graded assignment in MindTap. But you just click on that box, click continue, and then follow the steps through to make sure it adds. I don't want to go through that entire process because it will not really be beneficial in terms of creating something that someone may not want. So you can either have your students go through MindTap, which is probably overall the easiest, but you can also add the assignments this way. In fact, you can add assignments or just about anything. As I close that, you can add just about anything by clicking this plus arrow. And like I said, just please make sure that you have the research paper added at some point in the semester so students can submit it there. And that way we have proof for SACS that the students did the research paper and it was submitted in Blackboard. Also, if you would, whenever your term's end, because I know some of you all meet a lot longer, whenever your term's end, if you'll go in the grade book, and right here, it has the final grade for dual credit, the syllabus, but if you would add the information in terms of your first quarter grade, second quarter grade, etc. And again, you can do this by all you have to do is just click on the plus arrow and click on add an item. If you have any trouble with that, adding the 9 weeks grade or the trimester grade that some of you all have, please ask for help, and I will help you out as much as humanly possible. This way, we have a record of the grades, some grades being in Blackboard, because I know that you all have to use Infinite Campus and stuff like that because that's what your principals require. And my goal is, again, to try to make things as easy for you as humanly possible. So please don't hesitate to ask questions. Don't hesitate to, if you're having trouble and you need somebody to enter those end of, quarter grades or whatever, just send me that, the final grade for each student, and I'll enter it for you. It's not a real big deal. It'll just take a couple minutes for me to do it. So with all that being said, the last thing that I really want to kind of mention in this video is that I'll be contacting you all probably in about a month to start the observation process, to where I'll come and I'll sit in the classroom and I'll observe. I'll get a little bit of information from you probably a couple days before I'm coming in terms of what you're going to cover and stuff like that. It's just one of those things that is required that we do. I know everybody does their job and everybody does it really well. You do it to the best of your ability, which is all anybody can ask. Just realize I am here to help. Any questions at all, please don't hesitate to ask. I want to make your life as easy as humanly possible. I realize you all have to answer to your principals and do what they want. And then, of course, SACS wants us to do a few things. So, again, I just want to keep things easy and simple. With all that being said, I'll kind of conclude this video. Thank you all for everything you do. Thank you all for being so great and wonderful to work with. And I hope everybody has a great and wonderful day.